Welcome to the second episode of Hustlers Talk. In today's podcast, we have Aditya Narayan Patru. Presently, he's doing his undergraduation from NIT Raulkela. He is in his first year, and in this podcast, we have discussed a lot about robotics. If you're someone who is really interested into robotics, if you want to know how you can build your career in robotics, what are the current affairs that is going on in robotics, then you should watch this podcast till the very end. And if you're new, please make sure to subscribe the channel, hit that bell icon. That will really means me a lot and enjoy the show. And here is the video. Aditya bhai, thanks once again for joining me today. और कैसे हो? How are you?
I'm good, man. Thank you for calling me. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everyone.
Tell me about yourself. Tell the audience about yourself. I personally know you from a long time, bit a long time, but tell audience about yourself.
Okay, so I am Aditya Narayan Patru, and you know me as a guest. He knows me as a friend. I am also a very small podcaster, just starting out. I'm a YouTube channel called RoboMore, and I post robotics content there. I'm a tech enthusiast, just like most of us. I'm in the college first year, going good.
Thanks, man. Uh, what are robots? What's your
Okay.
personal view on that? Please let's go from that part, and we will further move on other things.
Yeah. Okay, one more disclaimer before we start doing this. I am not an expert. So, all the
Yeah.
views and everything I will share here are from blogs and articles and what I have read. Disclaimer. All right. So, you asked what are robots? All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Robots are basically really advanced machines which are programmed through a code. And that's the simplest definition of robots. And they are used in many ways, mostly in factories for now. Some medical uses are coming in recent times, which are really breakthrough, and that will shape our future. I'm sure about that. Yeah. So robots are the future. Yeah.
Robots are the future. You have made some podcast with one of the founders, some experts.
Yep.
As I have seen,
Yeah.
what are their point of view, and what are the experience you have noticed? What are the common traits you have noticed? Please tell me that.
All right. So one of the most commonly found traits in all of them are problem-solving aptitude. Everyone has just hunger to solve problems, and that's it. Whatever the problem might be, they are just ready to solve anything. And I think they are very down to earth and humble. Humbleness gives you the hunger to like learn more things. That's it. That's the only thing that's common. They have very different fields as per se. Like Siddharth sir, who was in the first episode, is the founder of Megatron Robotics. He's very humble man. He started teaching kids robotics in a small garage, and then it's a startup now. Then with Amog Bhaiya is a IIT pass out. He's intelligent for sure, and like he is in Flight Base, which is a drone tech company. His thing was he just loves to solve problems. In the third episode, it was Satik Bhaiya. Satik Bhaiya is a coder, like is a massive coder, and he loves to solve problems. Solving problems is just the same thing in three of them.
You said robots are going to make a huge difference in the world.
Yeah, sure.
But I want to ask you one question here that by with increase in robotics, manual labor will come to an end. What's your point of view on that? Where more people will get unemployed, more people will get less chance of you're getting it to my point, I think.
Yeah. I got your
Yeah.
point. Yes, there are many people who think that way that maybe advent of robotics might lead to unemployment, job crisis, and all that. But actually, that's a very big myth, and we need to bust it here. Let's bust it here. Okay,
Yeah, elaborate
so
then.
yeah, sure. So see, when there will be increase in robotics companies, robotic softwares, say AI software, ML software companies, then a lot of people will be like attracted to these companies just because of excitement one to futuristic. All right. So a lot of people will be attracted to these. They will make themselves educated just to get these jobs. So when a robot will be crunching down jobs, it will also attract more jobs. The same thing had happened during Industrial Revolution, the first Industrial Revolution. Machines had replaced humans, but the machines need some kind of maintenance or servicing, right? So we need people to leverage and service AI, because AI is just a program, right? It's not a sentient being like us. It can't balance everything out. So we need someone who can leverage AI. So I don't think it will affect unemployment in a very big way. Yeah, there might be some ways in which people might lose jobs, but as a whole, the human beings will get evolved in another way, right? So the level of the generation at that point will increase. So it's good for us in one way.
Coming to the myth one, most people have that one thing going on. uh, Elon Musk is the one who started Neuralink, and he's
Hmm.
making some chips who
Hmm.
we can insert in the human brain, and we can make them more
Hmm.
smart and XYZ.
Yeah, yeah.
Robots can control human, and there will be a scene of that robot of Hindi chitti chitti robot wala scene. Then what's your point of view then? Is robots are going to control that? Please burst that myth that
All right.
robots will control humans, robots will damage human property. Then that part.
All right. If you are really interested in these fields, there is one book called 21 Lessons for the 21st Century by Yuval Noah Harari. I might have made a mistake in like the pronunciation of his name, but
Yuhan
that's a
Nurari.
great. Yeah, Noah Harari, right? That's a great book. 21 Lessons for the 21st Century. Write it down. Just buy it now. He has some amazing lessons. Like from one point to another, he's elaborated how things are going to change in the future. Now, coming back to the question, you asked, are robots going to control human beings in some way? Actually,
Yeah,
no.
inspired from
Robots.
that movie Chitti Chitti
I
Robot.
got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. See, uh, there is a difference between intellect and intelligence. Intellect
Yeah,
means intellect means you are able to feel things and act accordingly. All right. And intelligence means you are just good at following instructions. All right.
hmm.
Okay.
All right, got it.
Moving
Hmm.
that aside, artificial intelligence is just a sentient being. It's not a emotional thing, right? So like controlling human beings needs emotions and probably some program which can maybe um, say read their minds. You talked about a Neuralink. That's a good
Yeah, I
way
talked
to
about.
control humans. Yeah, but they will just collect data, right? Neuralink is the device to collect data. It's not about probably using human as an output device. It takes
Data is
input
the
from
most
the human
important thing.
being.
Data is the most
Yeah,
important
right.
thing.
And it might lead some cybersecurity issues too. You never know. Because
Yeah,
if you have a password saved in your brain and it's able to read the password, it's just a different cybersecurity problem altogether. But I don't think Neuralink will create like robots will be able to control humans. That won't be an issue. I don't think so.
Elon is a really smart guy. He will
Yeah,
do
he's a
something.
smart guy. He's a badass guy. I will do something.
Actually, this question is from one of my subscriber. Please recommend some movies like Ex Machina.
Yeah. Okay. There is a movie called I Robot. That's a great movie. I will recommend all the Star Wars series. The whole Star Wars series is a great. You can see droids and robots like working in real time. That's a great movie. More. Okay, there are not movies. Do you know Isaac Asimov? Isaac Asimov was a
Mm,
great author, and he used to write sci-fi stuff like in the 1940s, 50s, 50s, 60s stuff. All right. So he has written two books, which are my favorite, by the way. One is The Naked Sun, and the second
Hmm.
is Caves of Steel. Both are based on robots. Uh, I will put the you put the link in the
Bro, tell me.
description kind of thing.
Okay, bro, tell me how you got interest in robotics. What's your story?
The year was 2012. I was just 7 year old. No, nothing so dramatic. So the thing is, actually in 2014, 15, I was very hell bent on robotics. If you know this fun fact, FIRA, there is a Football International Robotics Association. For the people who don't know, FIRA is a association which conducts football for robots. How cool that can be. So I got introduced to FIRA in probably when I was in class 3 or 4, and it was just started very initial beginnings, and I was just so fascinated by the small. It's called androbots. Okay, there are just small, some probably very small robots. They move on the field so fast, and they can sense where the ball is. And there are some seven robots in each team, and they play with themselves. All right, it's a very interesting game, and it's so fast. You never know what's going to happen. I got that fever, that robotics fever. I call it robotics fever. All right. So I got that fever from there, and it's then at that time I did not know where to read, where to gain knowledge. In the later years, I know that yeah, there are some books, there are blogs, there are YouTube videos which share a lot of
What
things.
are your future plans about getting into this field of robotics? If you are really interested in this
Yeah,
robotics,
yeah,
what
yeah.
are your future plans?
My future plans. Good question. Okay, first of all, is like learning Python well. I think Python is a good way to start into this field. Then probably machine learning, for instance, learning machine learning, and then getting into college clubs like robotics associations and robotic automation societies. Those are very good. It will give you a lot of opportunity. Then probably internships is also a good way to go into it. The thing is, you won't get a fat paycheck at the end when you get to into a robotics company. It's not likely that you are getting the same salary as someone who works in Google or Microsoft. It's just happiness, nothing else. That you've always wanted to work with robots and you're working. That's it, nothing else.
My chairman used to say, "Are you happy?" My chairman. There was a funny line. I
Yeah,
can't.
yeah, yeah.
We both can relate it.
Yeah,
Audience
yeah,
can't relate it.
yeah. Audience
Okay.
can relate it. It's an inside
Audience
joke.
can't relate it. It's fine. Okay, exactly. Uh, you said you recommended a book, 21 Lessons from 21st Century. Have you read that book or not?
I'm like, it's going on. I read it every
Going on.
night.
Tell me some lessons. Give some lessons or some examples you really loved it or
All
not.
right.
You can't.
I
You just
can, not
started.
a
You
problem.
said na.
Yeah, I just started from 200 pages or so I have reached. Okay. He say, say freedom, liberty, fraternity, equality. All these are values which are going to, which have shaped humanity since a long time. All right. So he tries to so he tries to think how each value might change in the future by the advent of AI and robotics. All right. Say,
Hmm.
there is one of the incidents I have read in Israel. Uh, Israel has a very strict cyber thing, right? Like when like all the cameras are very strict and the AI monitors everything which is going on in the city. And their like Facebook is also very much monitored. That they pull down posts and all. It's too scary. So what you call a road roller, that thing, like a man at the driver had put up a post on Facebook saying good morning in Israeli language. So
Hmm.
by mistake, there was a typo in that. Uh, the good morning thing in Israel, he replaced an S with a D. And in Israeli language, those two words means hurt them.
Lol.
All right. So he like police called everything. He's surrounded by like firemen and all. He's thinking what's going on, what has happened, and his thing is it was just one typo error in his post. So that's how journalism will be. That's how scary it might be in the future, but not really. A lot of things are going to change. We need to
My
shape it
father is a
together.
journalist.
Oh wow. Okay. We now know where the podcaster comes from.
No, my father is supporting me. But parents have that one fear now. अगर मेरा बेटा कल को जाके कुछ नहीं काढ़ पाया तो that one.
Hey,
So that one
man.
is only problem.
True
But my father
story.
is really supporting me a lot. Honestly,
That's great.
you said that about the payment check. From that, I got one more question for you. Initially, robotics will be costly. How people will manage it, and how government will take actions on it. How we can convince the government about go with robotics.
Hmm. Okay, there is a factor of excitement with all this, like because when you approach any company that we are a
You
robotics
can't
company,
excite
and
government. You can't excite government.
no, that's true. You can't excite government. Government is providing like funds and all. There are a lot of funds for robotics companies and space robotic companies for research because research is something which is going to be expensive. You can't help it. Like it's very difficult to make something cheap in research, right? And robotics is full research thing. You can't like it's not a commercial. As long as you are not making a product which can back this research thing, it's difficult to fund yourself. So funding is very important, and in a country like India, you don't know how things are going to be in the future, right? So most probably private investors are the key uh, per se for for the future of robotics. And I think private companies are investing a lot of money in this field. And there is a lot of robotics companies. For example, there is a company called Flux Auto in Bangalore. All right, they are a path planning company for trucking. They do automated trucking. Like they can read Indian roads, and like it's like Tesla for trucks. Take that as an example.
Tesla for
Tesla for
trucks.
trucks is Flux Auto. Yeah, Flux
Hmm.
Auto makes the software, and
Hmm.
they, I guess they got a great investment recently. I can't remember the numbers, but they got a great investment. So if there is something amazing in the people who are making the product, I think they will get the investment. It's not the problem of funds. The government thing might be a little risky, but like private investors love it.
Fingers crossed with Ratan Tata
Yeah,
sir.
for sure.
You can do it. Ratan Tata sir can do
Yeah,
it.
he can. He can.
He's a really powerful guy.
Yeah, he is a really
Uh,
powerful guy. He is funding a lot of companies, in fact. I don't remember the names,
hmm.
but he is funding a lot of companies.
With suppose robotics came in India, and
Mhm.
we got a
It's there in India.
massive. It's there in India. It's there in India. Sorry, point to be noted.
Yeah.
Suppose we used in a massive amount, in a really huge
Mm-hmm.
amount.
Mm-hmm.
There will be more e-waste.
Such that it doesn't harm. Like if it is recycled in some other ways. If there are
Recycle.
electronic circuits, yeah. If there are electronic circuits, the elements in electronic circuits can be separated out and be used again to make those things. So yeah, to some
That
extent
is a
it is,
really good
but
solution.
some there's there has to be something better. Yeah, let's see. Don't know because now it's in
Uh,
just a phase, right? It's just initial. It's a baby phase right now, so you don't know where that's going.
Thanks for watching the podcast till the very end. It means me a lot. And if you're new to this channel, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell icon.